Okay, Shabbat Shalom. So I thought I was going to do something a little different tonight. You know, the high holidays are coming. Don't tell the rabbis. It scares us. But like in 2 more weeks or so, it's going to be the high holidays. We're all going to be sitting here for a really long time. If you get here on time, that is, in the morning on Rosh Hashanah, 4 hours, you know. And if you're like me, I'm poetry challenged. I probably have mentioned this before. This is why I did not become an English literature major. I read a piece of poetry, and it takes me hours to figure out what the person's trying to tell me, unless somebody explains it to me. And it's even worse if it was written by William Shakespeare. And not because he, you know, I don't have anything against William Shakespeare, but he wrote several hundred years ago in a language that's almost a foreign language to what we speak today. English is a little weird, you know, a little old-fashioned. And so I need to have somebody explain what's going on. And so I thought I'd do tonight, because we're going to be here for about 4 hours in a couple of weeks, praying a lot of prayers, is I take a snippet of a prayer that we're going to do and kind of unpack it for you, because not because I figured it out by myself, but because I went to rabbinical school where somebody explained it to me. So, and the prayer is actually one that we do for every service we do together. It's at the end of the service. We're going to do it in a few minutes. You probably know which one this is. Aleynu, very good. So Aleynu was originally written for Rosh Hashanah, which I'll explain in a minute. It originally was set for Rosh Hashanah, or at least that's the first time it was used in a prayer book. And so what I want to do is look at just a few phrases in it. I want to sort of unpack them a little bit, explain what they mean, so that when we do these kinds of things, it'll give you an idea of how to manage those 4 hours we're going to be having together in a couple of weeks. So if you look at page 56, that's where Aleynu is found. And I just want to start by looking at the opening 2 lines. So Aleynu means it's incumbent upon us, it's on us, it's our responsibility. L'shabeach la'adon hakol, to praise the master of all, the Lord of the universe, right? It's incumbent upon us to give praise to God, l'tate gedulah, to give greatness, liotzer breshit, to the architect of creation, right? So that's the opening. So basically, this is about us praising God. Now, if you go down, there's a little red mark there, a few lines down. You'll see that funny little red mark. In this prayer book, that funny red mark means it's time to bow. So what does that line say? Va'anachnu korim, and we are going to bend our knees. Korim means to bend your knees. Umishtachavim means to bow. Modim, and modim is a weird word in Hebrew. It can either mean to give thanks, or it can mean to admit something. I think here it means to give thanks to God, the Creator. But in any case, we're going to bend our knees, bow, and give thanks. And so, as the cantor has said on many occasions, when we say it, we do it, right? So you're facing the ark. Sorry, I'm turning my back to you for a second. And you're going to korim, bend your knees, umishtachavim, bow. And then when you say lifnei melech, before the king, we're going to stand up again when we say before the king, right? So you're upright on lifnei. Now, on Rosh Hashanah, this is a really special prayer, because up on the bima, we actually don't just bend our knees and bow. We fall to our knees and then fall on our face, right? It's much more dramatic because it's a more dramatic holiday, so we overemphasize those 2 acts. We fall on our knees and then fall on our face. Now, most people don't do that, and I think that's because there's chairs in the way. If there weren't chairs there, we could all do that. But, you know, if you did that, you'd fall over the guy in front of you. So usually it's just the people up in the front who do that. But if you've seen Muslims praying in worship services, they get on their knees and then they put their head to the ground. We used to do that too. So just like they do. Okay, so that's what that is. And then it says, Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim. You'll notice the mlach, mlach, mlach. So that's all words for king. And it means the king of the King of Kings. Well, where do we get such a crazy designation for God? Well, we used to live in Persia, and the king of the Persian Empire called himself the King of Kings, because the Persian Empire had conquered a lot of countries, and all those countries had kings. So he was the King of Kings. So we said, okay, he's the King of Kings. Our God is the King of Kings, right? Because he's better than everybody, right? He's the King of everything. So that's where that expression comes from, the King of Kings. The basic gist of this opening paragraph is we are grateful to God that we have this wonderful tradition that teaches us that we live in a created world. It's not an accident. There's a creator who created us and has taught us and tried to train us to be good people. That's what this first paragraph is about. The second paragraph says, and gee, wouldn't it be great if everybody saw the world this way? If everybody recognized that we live in a created world, and he created humanity to take care of that world, and we'd all be working together instead of fighting with each other all the time. Wouldn't that be great? That's the second paragraph. Why is this in the prayer book? Why did it end up in Rosh Hashanah? Rosh Hashanah represents the birthday of the world. It's celebrating the creation of the universe, specifically the creation of human beings on the sixth day. So every year, when we remember that God created the universe and God created particularly human beings, we want to say, hey, we live in a created world. And that creator, we owe some responsibilities to. We're blessed to live in a created world. And if we live in a created world, wouldn't you want to do what the creator brought us up to do, created us to do? The mission he charged us with, to take care of the planet? So he is our king. Now, the problem is, as I said before, with Shakespeare, king is not a word we use too much today. We live in a democracy. We elect a president. We don't have kings. So this is where the problem comes in, where we read words in the prayer book and they go like, wow, what is this supposed to mean? That's where the problem of poetry challenge comes in. You have to go back and think about, well, what were they thinking when they wrote king? And all they meant was, hey, this guy created the universe. You owe him something. You should be grateful and therefore do what God wants us to do, namely be good, take care of each other, take care of the planet. There's other ways to think about God. And as we were sitting here singing James Taylor's song, You've Got a Friend, I was thinking, hey, that could be about God. You've got a friend. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, right? I mean, just think about that for a second. That could be a great metaphor for God. He's our friend. We also think of God as a parent, right? And wouldn't you want to do what your parent wants to do so your parents are proud of you? That's why we have another prayer that says, Our Father, our King, right? Thinking of God as both a parent and a ruler. In any case, this year, as we sit in our pews for 4 hours reading the thing, you can read the English, you can read the marginal notes, which help you to understand what's going on. And don't be afraid, like I am, to try and interpret it for yourself. Think of it, what it means to you. Because you know what? It's like every artist says when you go to the art museum and you say, what does this mean? And the artist says, well, what do you think it means? Right? So you are empowered to think about what it means to you when you're saying these words. And if it takes you a while to figure it out, that's okay. We're going on to something else. You can catch up later. Hang out on those words, think about what it means, and enjoy the service. We have a beautiful cantor, beautiful choir. It's going to really, hopefully, elevate us all to think about what our purpose is for the coming year. Shabbat Shalom.